Welcome back in, KEW faithful. We're just double checking the stream is up and running. Once we have confirmation of that, we will get set with today's proceedings here. We have, of course, coming up 2 hardcore matches for you that are set with. There we go. For the hardcore qualifications to get into the potential of having the shot at being the #1 contender for the hardcore championship, and we'll get things kicked off immediately then with the Torpedo taking on King Daddy. The two of them have been at odds for a while in the KEW. King Daddy, of course, low blowing the Torpedo, and the Torpedo taking that personally, trying to eliminate the ability for him to have children in the future potentially. There then stands the Torpedo, ready to go on the top of the ramp with his new nice leather outfit. I'm sure he's been called King Daddy many a time in the past with an outfit like that, and he'll be ready raring to try and take King Daddy's crown off his head and stuff it where the sun doesn't shine. We of course saw last time around James the Cat progress through the hardcore tournament rankings, and he will be there in the next round waiting for whoever comes his way. We'll have to see how many competitors come forward as to whether we put into a semi-finals or whether he'll be into the quarters. We do have 2 qualification matches for you tonight though. This is the first of the 2. The second will see Miss Tash take on the Mystery, as it is another opportunity for the Coven to announce their dominance in the KEW and to go after the hardcore championship. We will of course have a tag match sandwiched in between the hardcore ones, which will basically be for the #1 contender for the tag division. We've not seen the Coven really get involved in the tag division much, but expect them to be going for it in the coming weeks, I dare say. His tag team partners of the Misfits will be going up against the Falcon and the Eagle for an opportunity to face the Safety Men in the coming weeks for the tag team titles. I'm sure he will be focused, the Torpedo there, as he looks determined and focused not only to do some damage to his opponent here, King Daddy, who of course has been a rival that has not let go of this rivalry between the two of them for weeks now in the KEW. King Daddy is of course a feared wrestler in his own right. He of course lost the hardcore championship match last time around to the Assassin, current hardcore champion. Sorry, I had to rack my brain then. I was going to say the Falcon, and that's not quite right. He is of course the Assassin. And we have a very special match coming up later for you tonight, and we'll get there in due course. We'll focus for now though on King Daddy taking on the Torpedo here. Winner of this of course progresses into the next round of the hardcore championship qualifiers, and it's Torpedo with an early start here, a big boot to the face, and now tosses King Daddy across the ring there, and look at this, he's focused and motivated there, up and mugging off the crowd, and now wiping the face of King Daddy into the KEW's matting as he drops the elbow across the back of the shoulders of King Daddy and goes outside immediately. Got to go and look for some hardware, and King Daddy is one who's not afraid to mix it up and maps his old favourite, the trash can. Oh, and he gets in the back of the head immediately here from the Torpedo, who then launches it on top of him and tries to now King Daddy recover and charge at the Torpedo, who went for a kick and misses the kick as he sidesteps it quite expertly. King Daddy delivering the elbow to the face now, the Torpedo, who's slow back to his feet here, ladies and gentlemen. Another shot to the head, and he's now working the Torpedo on the outside after taking that trash can shot early doors. I thought that could have been a real issue for King Daddy, having taken the trash can to the back of the noggin, rams his face into the KEW apron there though, trying to do a bit of damage on, of course, the apron being the harder part of the ring matting here, and now he's going to get hold of that trash can and send it flying into the ring. And King Daddy of course does love a trash can in these events. Oh, the big crossbody there from the Torpedo, hooks the leg, referee slow for the cover, just a 1 count there though. He managed to get almost caught up on the trash can, and now big elbow to the head of King Daddy as Torpedo's in position here, and King Daddy moves out of the way of the stomp there at the last minute. As I said, these two have got a fierce and heated rivalry as King Daddy gives him a big punch down to the ground. It all started, of course, from that low blow from King Daddy, where he tried to remove the ability for the Torpedo to have children. That booked his shot into the KEW's hardcore division and going for the title. And of course, King Daddy since then has seen the Torpedo go for the title, and he's been denied. And of course, the King Daddy was the last person who got through the hardcore fatal four-way to be the #1 contender. And a nice rake to the back there from King Daddy, where he of course lost to the Assassin. The Assassin looked in resplendent and dominant form in his hardcore championship. Didn't seem like it was really under threat at any point in this one. And King Daddy now pulling out the ladder as the fans chant, "We want a table." And maybe it's King Daddy's a little confused there and pulls out the ladder. A little shot there from the Torpedoes. Now King Daddy's sent into the corner here, and the Torpedo charges over, chopping a big kick there to the face, and now the butterfly suplex again into the centre of the ring. And the Torpedo now gets the trash can on, drops it as King Daddy springs back to the feet, and King Daddy with a wind-up punch here, almost punched his head off and lands right on top of the ladder, ribs first as the Torpedo as he's slow back into the corner here, and big right hook from King Daddy, and the Torpedo might be in a spot of bother. King Daddy spins him round, gives him an elbow to the back, but the Torpedo sees him coming from behind that time and delivers his own elbow to the spine, and now picks up the trash can, and King Daddy's presenting in the corner as he gets the trash can across the back, and a little stomp to the guts as well. And another one. Now goes for a third, but King Daddy catches him flush and drags the leg out, and he drops back on top of the ladder, stomping him on the ladder now. He's in a dangerous position here. Drops a fist right on that ladder as well. Goodness gracious me, the Torpedo is in a bad way here, ladies and gentlemen. King Daddy back out and under the ring for some more ordnance. What's he got here? Now he finds the table, ladies and gentlemen, slides it into the ring. Slides in the ring with the table. The Torpedo sees him coming at the last minute, whips him into the ropes, spinning facebuster there straight onto the ladder, and King Daddy up. He might have chipped a tooth there. He's now off the ropes. And the crossbody right next to the ladder, goes for the pin. That's the Torpedo. Just a 2 count there. King Daddy and a little bit left in the tank. The Torpedo goes for a fresh air chop. The referee can't get out of the way. German suplex right next to the ladder. He's lucky he didn't hit it there. King Daddy right next to that folded up table as well, which I'm not going to, don't think, see unfolded here. Big shot there from the Torpedo sends King Daddy down to the ground, and he gets hold of the trash can, and King Daddy smartly rolls out of the ring. You've got to wonder what the Torpedo had planned as he tosses the trash can to one side and takes a breather in the corner. He's not really watching. But here King Daddy now has pulled out another ladder here, ladies and gentlemen. And this ladder is ginormous. He's propped it up between the ring and the announcer's table here. Now gets hold of the Torpedo, a little eye rake there, and says to him, "Come on then. Anytime you want to come over." Now launches him face first into the ladder here, ladies and gentlemen, and the Torpedo's in a very precarious position. King Daddy trying to lift him onto the ladder, but the Torpedo battles his way back off of it and now lifts the King Daddy onto his shoulders. And gives him a pedo driver on the outside, and he's down and out for the count there, ladies and gentlemen. King Daddy might not know what day of the week it is, but the Torpedo's got to get him back in the ring. He's not going to let his angers get the best of him, if you like. I'm struggling for a better word than that. He's not going to let his emotions get the better of him and want to inflict too much damage here onto King Daddy. I said to watch out for that, and launches himself off the top rope and misses wildly, and King Daddy now might be able to get a measure of control back in this one. A nice elbow there, gets the Torpedo off the back of him, another big shot, and look at that, a nasty uppercut there, drops Torpedo down to the ground. And King Daddy gets hold of him now. Is he going to try and put him through the ladder again? No, he's going to send him back into the ring here, ladies and gentlemen. Slides in, and King Daddy might look to try and put this one away here. Gets hold of the trash can and launches it into the back of the Torpedo. And you can see, hit him in the back of the head there. The Torpedo now slow to get up. He might look to end his career here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tucks him between the legs, points to the sky. Up goes the Torpedo. Pile driver there. Hooks the leg. The forbidden move. 1, 2, 3, puts him away. King Daddy progresses. King Daddy goes on to the next round of our hardcore matches here, ladies and gentlemen. King Daddy in resplendent form, the V for victory, or perhaps he's just giving it to the crowd. Either way, a worthy winner of that one. He really thought hard against the Torpedo. Trash can to the back of the head, and the pile driver sealed it for him though, ladies and gentlemen. a good match there, and we'll look forward to seeing who he draws next in the next round of the tournament. We'll move on then to our next match for the evening, and you might have caught a glimpse of the end one there. It will of course be Mark taking on Benji in what will be a chair match, and that'll be something of a thriller we expect. We'll focus, getting my water, back on the tag division here with the number one contenders match, which will see the Falcon and the Eagle taking on the Misfits. The Misfits, of course, had their shot at the tag team titles with a weakened team, if you like, featuring the Yeti and the Torpedo as the other two members in the Misfits were in the Steelbook briefcase match. Of course, Tange took the briefcase. And there's our hardcore champion. He'll, of course, been watching the hardcore rankings carefully and watching the hardcore tournament unveil itself before his eyes to see who can march out of the hardcore division and try and challenge him for that belt around his tummy. We of course have another hardcore match coming up next, and they will be motivated after seeing the hardcore champion in the ring here. Focused on tag action first though, after seeing his tag team partner fail to capture the KEW's title against Benji only last week. You've got to wonder what's the CEO got left in the tank. He's not usually a man who wrestles back-to-back weeks, so it might have to be the Assassin doing a lot of the heavy lifting here as they look mean and moody out to the crowd. The CEO will be disappointed, of course, having got himself to the number one contenders position, not to be here with the KEW Championship around his belt, but he knows that a failure of that magnitude can't go unpunished. He must live by his own rules in the KEW sometimes, as much as he doesn't want to, as much as he might want to give himself another shot. And he'll focus on the tag team division here, and he knows knocking off the Misfits, who are somewhat out of form, you'd have to say, especially Cold Ears Craig. You saw his star rise in the KEW and then fall back down, and the Turkish Mountain, of course, as well, knocked off the Shinigami only a few weeks ago. The two of them a deadly combination, but can they be deadly enough to knock off the former number one contender and the hardcore champion? It won't be a major feather in the cap of that man there if he's able to do away with the number one contender. Well, the former number one contender in tag action will start here with the little men in the ring, then the Assassin taking on the Yeti early doors. And immediately the Assassin's off the ropes and gets hold of the Yeti round the face, and gives him the Assassin's twirl there. Oh, a big moonsault to get things going. The Assassin starting furious and fast here. He's, like I said, he's not given up that hardcore championship without a fight, and he looks motivated and keen here. He is a wrestler who's had plenty of rest. He knows the hardcore division inside and out, as it takes its toll on the different wrestlers who take part in it, so they only really get one or two matches every sort of month and a half-ish in the hardcore division. It is a tough division to, of course, get the title. Of course, he had the opportunity to elect to go after any of the champions or championships on offer, did the Assassin when he won the Royal Rumble, and that's why he now has the hardcore belt around his waist. He was being a good company man at the time when his tag team partner here, the CEO, was the KEW's main champion. And look at the power now from display. Oh, drops the mountain on his shoulders, and a shot to the back of the head from the Yeti. He'll regret that one, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. The CEO won't forget that one in a hurry. Big elbow there, sends the mountain down to the ground. And of course, like I was saying, here comes the Assassin, a champion. He's been a champion for longer than anybody else in the KEW. He has, of course, only had 2 title defences, though, in that time, so he'll be looking and hoping that somebody comes out of the hardcore division in time for the next main pay-per-view, and then he'll get the opportunity to potentially face off against them as a real contender for the hardcore belt. furious elbows there from the Mountain in the corner, and he'll have to wonder to himself, the Assassin, whether this man in the ring with him now, the Turkish Mountain, will say to himself, maybe it's not the main KEW championship I should be going for, maybe it's the hardcore belt I should be. And if he does go for the hardcore belt, well, he'd be a dangerous man to be in the ring with, that's for sure, especially when the ordnance comes out from under the rings, not the audience. The big clothesline there from Big Bird sends the Yeti down to the floor, and we have seen in the past that both Big Bird and the Assassin haven't always looked on the same page, but for weeks now in the KEW they really have, since the turn of the year, since they've both been champions, and they've been chasing the tag team gold for a while. The tag champions, of course, the safety men, are the first and currently only double winners of the belt. They were our first tag team champions and have held the belts ever since, and the Falcon and the Eagle will look to replicate it and tie them up with 2 tag teams apiece. Of course, the other tag team title holders were the Square Watermelons and the Teachers Union, who both no longer exist. The tag division in somewhat of disarray. Outside of the Misfits and the Falcon and the Eagle, we have, of course, the Coven, and you've got the Tubby Woggies currently on hiatus as the BFG has a soft tissue issue, and of course the Men of Science with the Dude Jeans and the Spyclops, and that unionship is in danger currently. We of course have seen Dude Jeans back in the KEW in recent weeks, but the Spyclops is undergoing some surgery and will be out for a long time, we're led to believe. So we'll wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, whether he's able to recover and get back to any sort of fighting shape in the KEW, and if he is, does he still have the same prowess as previous in his reputation in the KEW. And here though, the Assassin going to town on the Turkish Mountain. Mountain, rolls him up out of nowhere with those big long legs. And a kick out there from the Assassin. He saw it coming. And a big hurricanrana there, sends him down to the ground, goes for the cover, and Cold Ears is in, breaks it up there at the last minute. We of course saw Cold Ears involved in one of the most epic matches in tag team history, I think, and the Assassin now pumping up the crowd, gets a hold of him, and the Assassin's edge, hooks the legs, that might be enough. 1, 2, 3, it is. The Assassin puts him away. I said he might have to be the one doing the heavy lifting here, and he certainly was. Assassin's edge to the Turkish Mountain, puts him away, and there we have the Falcon and the Eagle will be our number 1 contenders coming for those tag team belts, and the safety men will have to watch their backs because we've seen these two put in some nasty tricks before. And you'd have to say the Assassin will want to get that match booked in as quick as possible whilst the hardcore division's shaping up. He won't want to have to defend the hardcore belt and go for the tag team titles on the same evening. That'll be a lot to ask of one man. We'll move on to our next match for the hardcore then. In the hardcore qualification match or qualification rounds, we'll have the Mystery taking on Miss Tash. Many will say this should be a one-sided affair, but we've seen Miss Tash put up a fight before. She pushed Tange, of course, in the opening rivalry of the KEW, really, all the way in certain matches, and here she'll know that the Mystery, while a dangerous opponent, is a beatable one. The Mystery, of course, was one of the members in the ladder match that we saw for the HMV Steelbook briefcase. He, of course, was part of the distraction on the outside that led to the Tange climbing the ladder and taking that briefcase. Last week he was given the match against Mark, who had some grievances to air against him, and Mark put him away in what was pretty easy fashion, you'd have to say. Mark looking motivated, and he'll be in the back room looking now at his last match opponent here and saying to himself, well, he was easy enough to beat. Whoever wins this one is clearly not up to the stuff of being in the main division and should be going for the hardcore championships, and he'll also be focusing, of course, on his next opponent being Benji in the next match. Here then, Miss Tash makes her way down to the ring. It is, of course, rare to see Miss Tash on her own and without the other members of the Coven, but it's been decreed as this is technically a championship qualifying match, The rest of the Coven members are to stay in the locker room and not get involved here with this one. But you can see, of course, the dark eyes still around Miss Tash, and the dark powers and whispers in her ears. She has the stash of power, of course, much like, I've forgotten his name now, the man whose hair gets cut and then he loses all of his power. That's why she's never trimmed the stash. It's where her power is generated from. As she smooths back the hair and shows off the mighty Tash. She'll know this is a fantastic opportunity though. A win here against the Mystery not only pushes her up their own personal power rankings, but obviously moves her forward in the hardcore division into a potential quarter or semi-final round match. And there goes the bell, and here they come then. Immediately Miss Tash went to get to her grips with the Mystery, but he shoves her down to the ground and is now stomping on her face here, and another big stomp there. Miss Tash will have to go some, not only to recover the loose start that she's had so far, but also to regain the confidence of the Coven. She has, of course, been a little bit on the outside, and we've seen her in recent weeks being the one making noise at the side of Miss Kasuji's matches, distracting opponents, trying to work her way back into the good graces, potentially, of the Coven and Miss Kasuji. She has, of course, fallen a little out of favour with them, and she'll know that here, if she can beat the Mystery, one of the good guys of the KEW, it'll really show that the Coven's a force to be reckoned with, when even the athletes at the bottom of the Coven's pecking order are able to knock off some of the better athletes higher up the power rankings. Explosive right fist there from Miss Tash. Oh, went for the chop, but ducked by the Mystery, who now goes for the right hook. Oh, and he gets a soft loafer to the face, and oh, almost went for the loafer to the chest, caught it, then gets a big clothesline to send her down to the ground, and now mounting her from behind, raking the jaw. It looks like they're ripping the jaw open, or the nose. It's hard to tell. Perhaps she was trying to rip the moustache off her face and rip the power off of her via that moustache removal. Working the ankle now. He is a submission technician machine, is the Mystery. Rolls Miss Tash over. Gives a little right hook. Furious right hooks now. And a little punch to the guts. Oh, and the knees to the face there. Driving Miss Tash down to the floor. And under the ring he goes now, looking for the first bit of hardware for the match. He's pulled out a ladder here. The KW fans want tables again, but they haven't got any such luck. The Mystery going after the ladder there, as he gets a neck breaker right on top of the ladder. Miss Tash goes for the stomp, and he rolls out of the way swiftly. Into the rope she goes. Oh, what a big elbow, sends her skittering to the floor. The ladder dangerously in the middle of the ring. Chin breaker though from Miss Tash. Gets the Mystery off. Oh, she flips him over to the floor. Can she get the Boston Crab? Looks in, and looks like that's what she's going for. She has, right in the middle of the ring. Look at that, sitting down deep into it. But oh, he's powered his way back out of it. She didn't have the power to get out. Oh, reverses it into a pinfall. The referee slow down to it. Doesn't even get a 1 count because the referee's slow reaction times there. And Miss Tash with a soft loafer to the guts of the Mystery. Up now, and hurricanrans him down as he splashes to the floor back first. And climbs out of the ring now, as does Miss Tash to go and meet him. She has the Mystery rolled out for a breather and just gets a Russian leg sweep on the floor there. Swift back to his feet though, tried to go for a chop, but Miss Tash saw him come in and bulldogs him on the outside. And now the Mystery is in a world of trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like he might have a concussion on the outside. Doesn't look like he knows what day of the week it is. She's under the ring. She's got the stop sign out. And look at this. She's already showing off to the fans. Runs around the outside and smashes him, clearing the face with it. And straight in the arse as well. Throws it down right on the gluteus maximus there. Gets hold of him now. Whips him down in front of the announce table and chases back around him on the outside. He's down and in trouble. And she measures and stomps the shoulder there. Trying to perhaps work the extremities of the Mystery, meaning that he can't lock those submissions in. She's slow back into the ring under the bottom rope and showing off to the crowd here. I'm not so sure that's a wise move, really. She should look to put him away as he lays lifelessly on the floor. Miss Tash, went for the big kick, misses it though, and he drags the leg down, and now has her with the eye rake again here, trying to rip the moustache off her face, it looks like there. Look at that. No Joy there, rolls her over, goes for the cover. Looked like Miss Tash was all in control. She got back in the ring though. The Mystery dodged the big swayed kick as it was. And oh, look at this. It looks like he's showing the butt off. Oh, and then punched her clear in the face. Called her shy there. It was at the brass knucks or something. It looked like he snuck out of his pocket from nowhere. It looked like the Mystery brass knucked her in the face. Down goes Miss Tash. And goodness gracious me, I don't know how she's still kicked out of that one there. If it was the brass knucks to the jaw, surely it's only got to be a matter of time now. The referee, of course, powerless to stop the brass knuckles. They are a legal thing in this match. Oh, and he gets the guitar kicked out of his face, and it's spinning around on its top bit there as she DDTs the Mystery down to the ground. I thought she might be going for the guitar herself. Now climbs out of the ring, looking for another implement under the ring. Pulls the table out. The fans will be happy with that. The KEW faithful slides the ladder into the ring, into the guitar and the ladder, but the Mystery sees her coming, spins around. Oh, mysterious neck breaker, and that might be enough to put Miss Tash away. Hooks the leg. She took too long with the table. 1, 2, 3, too long with the table. The Mystery with the mysterious neck breaker and pushes himself forward in the KEW Power Rankings and into the next round of the Hardcore Championship matches. He is a force to be reckoned with in that bracket, and I think he could be a secret one to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen, in the hardcore divisions. He'll be thrilled with that one. I'm not so sure that everybody else in the hardcore division will be so thrilled to have seen him get through. They might have been hoping Miss Tash could pull off a miracle, but there we go. It is the Mystery who will be progressing, and this one then might be for all the marbles here. We've seen the two of them threatening and posturing each other for weeks in the KEW. Mark threatening to end the career of Benji, and Benji saying to him, "You let me in the ring with you, and we'll see whose career is on the line." The KEW champion, of course, will be second into the ring here as the arena is turned gold for the Skeleton King himself. He brings the chair down to the ring. And this will be a steel chair match, ladies and gentlemen. Anything goes here. The only thing under the ring is steel chairs. Mark has been threatening that chair for weeks in the KEW, threatening to end Benji's career with it. Now it's time to put pay dirt to all the talk. Lifts the chair high above his head as the flames erupt from the corner of the KEW ring. Throws the chair down dramatically. He's an angry man. He's a man who's been driven to this, he feels, by Benji. And Benji, of course, was once the KEW fan favourite. Since then, since his slip, and since becoming the KEW champion, you've seen a different side to him. He's become ruthless. You can hear the KEW fans booing him roundly as he makes his way down to the ring. He doesn't care anymore. He is the KEW champion. He couldn't lose it to the Big Bird. The Big Bird couldn't rip the belt away from him.
Weighing in at 201 pounds, the classic champion.
It is Red Ranger Benji. You can hear the fans roundly booing him again. He shows off the championship to the crowd. A few cheers from that side, but not many. He might be the KEW champion, but they've not enjoyed it in recent weeks. Seeing him stoop, it seems like, to the same levels as Mark, who waits for him outside the ring. No title on the line here. This will just be for the championship, and you'd have to wonder if those threats do come through, if someone does get injured, what do we do with the KEW championship, ladies and gentlemen, if our champion gets injured? Oh, big kick there from Benji, right to the face of Mark, but Mark blocks Benji's kick, now gets hold of him. Benji with furious elbows. I guess we'll have to deal with the fallout of what happens to the KEW championship, if or when that injury or the battle ensues between these two. It'll all depend on if Mark puts pay dirt to his threats. Early doors here though, he's second best as the KEW champion. Has been taking it to him, hooks the leg for the first cover of the match, but Mark kicks out before it even gets to a 1 and says, "You've got to do better than that, surely." And Benji says, "Okay then, how about some of these?" Furious right hooks and a right elbow right to the face of him there, dropping Mark A little bit staggering him, but Mark manages to recover now and gets a measure of something back in the match as Mark now runs out of the ring immediately. As soon as Benji, taking a breather, pulls the chair out from under the ring, and Benji now looked like running away. Oh, and he gets the steel chair in the back as he was trying to go to the corner. The KEW faithful was chanting, "We want tables," but there's the chair shot again to the back of Benji. And a third time, Mark said he's going to try and end the career of Benji with that steel chair. And there is the chair. He threw it out that side of the ring, immediately pulls it out, and immediately goes for it and goes straight after Benji with it. But Benji now, furiously on the counter-attack, sends Mark skittering to the outside, picks up that fabled chair, the chair that he said Mark was going to end the career of Benji with, and now Mark gets it in the back, and again on the floor. Benji furious with his assault here. Back to his feet now is Mark. Oh, he's low-blowed him. He's low-blowed Benji. Oh, he's right down on top of the steel chair. Hooks the leg. What's Benji got left in the tank? 2. No, the intestinal fortitude kicks in from Benji. He's back to his feet. Mark off the apron. Big crossbody run on top of the chair. Goes for the cover again. 1. Just a 1 count there, though, this time. Furious and frantic stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Mark getting hold of Benji now, stomping on the arm right next to that chair. You can see Benji's rolling around on top of it as it stands. Mark now scoops the chair up, and chair shots him to the spine, and again bangs it on the floor. Threatening behaviour there. Benji rolls out the way, and Mark drops the chair swiftly. Big kick there from Benji. More furious shots to the ribs. Takes Mark and launches him across the ring by his head. Now gets hold of the arm of Mark, looking to do some damage here. Stomping on the hand, stomping on the wrist of the KEW's self-proclaimed Skeleton King. Benji taking his time now around the ring, climbs out and goes for something else under the ring. We know what it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. It's another steel chair. Into the ring he comes with it. He's got his own steel chair now. No, chair shots Mark right to the brains. Goodness gracious me, I don't know how he's recovered. He looks woozy on the outside, like he doesn't know what day of the week it is. Perhaps playing possum nose. He gets hold of Benji around the waist, but only gets an elbow back out of it. Now Mark gets hold of Benji on the outside. Now flips him over. Oh, slams him down on the outside there, and Benji could be in a spot of bother on the outside here. Mark battling hard. He knows how much this one means to himself. Oh, as he sends Benji into the steel stairs. He knows full well what he promised. He's gone back to that chair. Didn't go for the one that Benji pulled out. No, goes back to the same old faithful chair, but Benji saw him coming. Furious chops. Now Benji has a submission hold. Locked in, wrench in the arm of Mark. Is Mark going to give up? No, rolls out of it here. Gets hold of Benji, and look at this. Oh, spins around on that head on the outside, sending Benji down to the floor. Goes for the axe handle, but looked like he missed it there, and Benji got up just in time. Furious kicks from Mark to try and battle back into this one. Benji in control. Here comes the submission hold. Is he going to tap out this time, Mark? No, powers his way back out of it at the last seconds. You feel that Benji is looking to put this one away anytime soon. Mark with the clothesline there, and now look at this. Goes for the strut and then says no. Little slap of the chest there, and now furious kicks, jumps on top of Benji, and Hurricanrana's him down on the outside here, ladies and gentlemen. What a frantic match we've got going on here. It is a steel chair contest. A big elbow there from Mark. Gets hold of Benji, whips him into the almost hit the steel steps there. Mark now pulls his next weapon of assault out from under the ring and gives him the chair shot right to the guts and onto the knee there. Going for the weak knees of Benji. Oh, but Benji gets out of the way just in time, only to be Hurricanrana'd back down to the floor. And the little man continues his assault here on Benji on the outside. It doesn't look like Mark has any intent on finishing this one anytime soon. Here comes another steel chair. He's got Benji sandwiched. Oh, goes for the knee again. Oh, and into the back of the head there, and straight after the knee of Benji. Drops the chair this time though, only to be clobbered straight back down. And now Mark looks like he's got something in mind here for Benji. Is he going to try and put him away with a package pile driver here? Oh no, Benji sees him coming at the last second with an elbow. Mark though tucks him between the legs, and now Benji could be in trouble here. And oh, the crown crusher on the steel chairs on the outside. Look at this. Benji's lifeless body rolls backwards. Mark for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, Benji gets a shoulder up at the last second. Goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen. Mark now poised on the outside. Benji slow back to his feet. Mark waiting patiently. Oh, gives him the backstabber. He's named it the Benji backstabber for the Benji backstabbing that went on earlier in their tag team. And there it is. He's got the count there, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see it looks like Benji's in the ring there rolling around. He looks like he could be seriously injured, ladies and gentlemen. The referee's calling for some medical assistance, and here come, well, I'm not sure if they're medical assistants or if they're hitmen ready to take him out and finish the job, but you can see Benji battered, bruised, hobbling slowly out of the ring. The Skeleton King promised that he'd finish his career, and goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen, he's delivered an absolute pulverising to the KEW champion. We've got to ask, how long's the champion going to be out for now, ladies and gentlemen? What a shocking end to this one. I thought Benji had it in the cards on the outside. He had it wrapped up, but Mark battled back and gave him the Benji backstabber. He's been waiting for weeks to pull that one out, shoving the knees right into the spine of Benji. And what damage have those steel chairs done to the KEW champion? Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and join us next week where we'll explore the Benji injury and we'll explore what that means for the KEW title. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.